What's happening there, guys, and welcome back to another great video. Chris Evans is a well-known Avenger. Playing an Avenger himself begs the question if the actor himself has a particular favorite. After all, just like all of us, he too is a big fan. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. Here's how Chris Evans reveals his favorite MCU movies and Marvel characters. Number 5. Chris Evans' love for MCU. The MCU lost some of its original stars after Avengers Endgame. Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow paid the ultimate sacrifice to retrieve the Soul Stone, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man sacrificed his life to combat Thanos, and Chris Evans' Captain America retired early with Peggy Carter in the 1940s, putting an end to his heroic career in peace. There have already been rumblings of a deal being in the works, and Evans has been upfront about his readiness to return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe for the appropriate project. Knives Out, The Gray Man, and most recently the Toy Story spin-off Lightyear are some of the current jobs the former MCU actor has taken on. Even with Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson now firmly established as the new Captain America, the subject of the MCU has inevitably proved to be one that Evans often discusses when out on the press tour for his vocal role as Buzz Lightyear. Evans participated in a lightning round during a recent podcast appearance to share some of his favorite Marvel-related favorites. Number 4. Chris Evans' favorite heroes. Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, recently spoke about Lightyear on the D23 Inside Disney podcast, and he also shared some of his favorite Marvel characters and films. Evans revealed unexpectedly that Iron Man, played by Robert Downey Jr., is his favorite Marvel character during a lightning round, not Captain America. Previously in 2020, the MCU actor said to Cinema Blend that Spider-Man was his childhood hero. Although I like Captain America, Spider-Man was my first superhero. I would have loved doing scenes like attaching myself to the sides of buildings and trying to spring from one building to the next. Evans, though, doesn't really want to play his hero from childhood. His very bulky build would probably make it difficult for him to pass for the light, quick Peter Parker. I would have hated to wear Spider-Man's mask. I'm very claustrophobic, and I doubt whether I could have worn that kind of full suit and mask for hours a day on a set. Number 3. Chris Evans' favorite MCU movies. Evans said that it was a toss-up between Winter Soldier and Endgame as to his favorite MCU film he's worked on. In contrast to what the Captain America actor earlier said to Men's Journal after the conclusion of Avengers Endgame, in which he said his solo sequel was his favorite. I have soft spots for different reasons. I'd say Captain America Winter Soldier. It was the first time working with the Russos. Winter Soldier was the first one where I felt like I had my feet on the ground and actually started to understand the character. I really liked that story, the cast, and the Russo brothers. I'll say Winter Soldier. Number 2. Chris Evans' favorite MCU scenes. Evans shared his opinion that the scene came out really great when he revealed to The Hollywood Reporter in 2019 that his favorite MCU fight scene is from The Winter Soldier, in which his avenging hero faced off against a swarm of Hydra agents in an elevator. I'm partial to that fight scene in the elevator. That was the first scene we shot in the second Captain America movie. It was my first time working with the Russos. It was the first time where it felt like Cap was kind of on his own. In the first Cap movie, you really felt like everyone was holding my hand, and the first Avengers movie, I just did my best to not get in the way. The second Cap movie is the one that I really kind of felt like, I suppose, pressure, and that first elevator fight scene came out really great in my opinion. Evans was certain that Downey was the finest actor to verbally duel with when asked who was the best. Evans recently had a soft place for The Winter Soldier, which many fans still rank among their own top 5 Marvel Cinematic Universe films. Action, plot twist, passion, and everything else that makes a Marvel Studios production great were all there in the well-received sequel. Number 1. Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man was a contemporary inventor and a man of the future, but Captain America was a historical legend and a hero of the past. Despite having combat techniques, weapons, and personalities that were almost diametrically opposed, Steve Rogers and Tony Stark developed a strong friendship and are now one of the MCU's most recognizable teams. With the two having shared the limelight in 4 Avengers movie and Captain America Civil War, it's logical that Evans would hold Downey Jr.'s Iron Man in high esteem. Unfortunately, Downey Jr.'s days in the MCU seem to be over for the time being, even if there's still a chance for Evans to make a return. Chris Evans certainly is a big fan of the Marvel Universe. His interest might actually get him a role as another character. Who knows what Evans' MCU future holds, but the Russo brothers are fully in favor of casting him as the heroic Wolverine character in the future. Well guys, that about wraps up our video. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and before we head out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, take care and adios.